Hello and welcome to another update video about Solana. Solana was heavily requested after I didn't do one this morning. So let's take a look at Solana, the Solana chart. Let me hide first of all the moving averages here. They aren't really useful at the moment. So Solana, first look at the chart shows us we have come down to the level I indicated already in the last few videos, which is here exactly the $75 level. So we've come down to that level. We have seen lower prices for all altcoins, also according to plan, but we're now getting to a point where I think very soon we are going also to see a reversal for altcoins. Now, this doesn't need to be a move back to all-time highs, but I think everybody's getting bearish now. I think we are going to see buying pressure very soon. And that could be stronger than many expect. Generally, I do expect that for Bitcoin as well. I already see the comments where I talk about my wave 2. I'm still waiting for Bitcoin, that reversal to the upside into the region above 40K. That could be stronger than many people expect because we are now really getting close to oversold levels on the daily. Now, the bullish signals are still too weak, and but we are soon going to see some kind of a reversal here. I mean, on the daily time frame, what do I want to say? On the daily time frame, we see a slight bullish divergence here on the chart. Now, okay, nothing too meaningful, but we are getting now very low. We are here on the daily at around 33. On the RSI, this is already very low. It is not as low as we were end of January, but we are already getting here close to the oversold area. But as I said, we can only expect a reversal as soon as we see here some bullish signals. Just having one slight bullish divergence on the daily RSI is not enough. So at the moment, the downtrend is still at play. I have to be very, very clear about that. The MACD is also coming down further, and also here a bullish divergence on the MACD. Yeah, we're making higher lows on the MACD, on the daily. So this is all still at play, the downtrend, especially if you just draw and extend that trend line down. There was one fake out here to the upside, but it wasn't even tested successfully as support on the daily. We straight away moved back down. So even though I often say nothing moves down in a straight line, we pretty much have a straight line here. But of course, you also see here moves up and down. So you have small corrective waves within that. Looking at the 4-day chart, which is also super meaningful, we actually see here further downtrend potential. We can see that the MACD has now made a 4-day bearish crossover. That is pretty bearish, to be honest. And also here a bearish engulfing candle pushing us down further. So also medium term, to be honest, we don't really see any bullish signals yet. On the weekly as well, pushing us further down. So even here we have seen here a potential bullish crossover coming that was prevented. Let's go to the shorter time frames. So the 4-hour, for example, here, how does it look? Probably very, very similar picture here as well. You can see slight bullish divergence on the MACD, but not really a bullish divergence on the RSI. Yeah, maybe from down here to up there, but overall nothing too convincing yet. So I'm still waiting here for a bullish signal, but my view is that very soon we see some upside, but only after here that short-term downtrend is over. But it should be some sort of significant upside. I think there's a lot of selling pressure at the moment, but that will be replaced soon by buying pressure. And that will only be, in my view, a temporary buying pressure, so sort of a corrective wave up again. Especially for Bitcoin, I expect that. But as I said before, for many altcoins, it could actually already be the first wave 1. That is what now the market needs to decide and how the waves develop. At the moment, the message is as long as the downtrend is at play, and it currently is at play here, as you can see, we are not above that trend line. This would be the first hint to break above that trend line. Then the downtrend could be over. But as long as that's the case, I have to expect lower prices, and therefore also at the moment, I would actually expect that we are going to see that $75 level broken. That is just what I have to expect at the moment because we are still in a downtrend, but I find it actually less likely the longer this downtrend obviously takes, because Bitcoin also is now, it came down to just 34K, which is for the current wave that Bitcoin does really low. Yeah, there is still a little bit more downside potential, But here also, Solana has now come to that $75 level. It is very important support. We had support here, we had support here, had support here. And again, tipping point. Yeah, tipping point where now the market needs to decide before we can come to any or make any decision. You can see here these two levels here that I showed you. As soon as we broke the $81 level, we came down quite strongly, exactly to the $75 level, which was the next support. Should we break that, then the next key target would be that $55 level. There is a little bit of support in the region here between $65 and $70, so around about $68. There will be some support, but other than that, we can then drop fairly swiftly, I think, to 55 if we lose 75. There is, of course, now the chance for the bulls to break above that descending trend line. And that is what I sort of am waiting for, to break out of this descending trend line. When that happens, we had a fake out here, bear in mind. When that happens, next resistance is $81 again, and then $95. When you get above the $81 level, I think we can move fairly quickly all the way up to 95. So bear in mind, we're at $75 now, or 77 at the moment. That would already be a 23% upside. So I think the sentiment is going to change here soon, but of course, as long as the downtrend is still at play, downtrend potential is still there. The MACD hasn't turned around yet. We still have a short signal on the ADX and DI. So it is not the time to be euphoric about uptrends yet. We are still sort of coming down further, have made a new swing low here locally, yeah, and are pretty much at the level of middle of March and end of February, and pretty much here end of January as well, where we had these lows already. So it's going to be very interesting next week, and I think the next few days will show a decision here what the market is going to do. And I've been quite consistent here in the last few days and weeks to tell you that we are going to come lower and lower and lower and lower. We've now really approached a super important support level, as you can see here. And here I can't tell you with certainty we are going to come lower. At the moment, as long as the downtrend is at play, that is just what I have to assume. But I can also tell you that this is key support. And if we're losing that, that will just unlock much lower prices all the way down to 55. And yeah, the chance for the bulls is of course here to break the trend line now and move above $81 and then to 95. And then we've got the $100 level and then 105. These are sort of the next support levels. Resistance, and the key resistance level is $122, and after that 143. They are really important also structurally for the chart, and in my opinion only above 143 we can be more, or let's say 122, only above 122 we can be more confident that we're getting back here into an uptrend. So yeah, and this is currently how I see the chart. This is quite an impulsive move down. I think it's time for the next corrective move here sooner or later, but probably rather sooner. So next week I would expect that we already could see a move up here on the Solana chart. All right, and that is my view here about Solana. Hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then check out the channel membership and maybe even the trading course I'm currently publishing on my website, morecryptoonline.com. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.